reside. Hands up to the sky, let the bass ignite. Feel the groove surround us, everything's alright.
From the foundation heights, quest the truth is our guide. In the vast expanse, it's where we reside. Hands up to the sky, let the bass ignite. Feel the groove surround us, everything's alright. SNX radio, let the truth ignite. Together we'll shine, bringing shadows to light. In this cosmic dance, we're connecting the dots.
Tune into the frequency, let's explore the spots. Heavy bass drops with tight beats.
Illuminate the shadows, the echo of our call.
On this road, we will never fall.
Feel the energy rising, can you sense the spark? As we dive deeper into the cosmic arc.
Stories of the universe, mysteries unfold. In the heart of SNX, where the truth is gold. Every note we play, every line we write, crafting our legacy, shining ever bright.
SNX radio, let the truth ignite. Together we'll shine, bringing shadows to light. In this cosmic dance, we're connecting the dots.
Tune into the frequency, let's explore the spot. Here in the spotlight, we're taking our turn. With the fire in our hearts, let the passion burn. SNX radio's call, ringing through the air. Together we rise, together we dare.
So join us now, let the rhythm flow. With SNX radio, we're ready to go. Unraveling the mystery side by side, we stand hand in hand. In this dance of truth, let the story expand.
Gorrell on SNX radio. Treasure hunter on the go, with maps in hand and texts aplenty. Seeking legends, age-old and plenty. OF reads Celesta Pem, and fought a while behind a thick B. The dreams in fire draw the breaks. In the world of rocks and EDM, Shane Gorrell's a man to condemn. For he'll search high and low, never tire. His quest for treasure, his heart's desire. Voice 2, from ancient ruins to hidden caves, Shane Gorrell braves the waves in the realm of pop and rock. His legacy will forever talk. In the world of rocks and EDM, Shane Gorrell's the man to condemn. For he'll search high and low, never tire. His quest for treasure, his heart's desire.
Journey, come on, let's go. Ooh yeah, where the stars and secrets glow. Subnation X radios glow. In the night, we'll ride the show into the unknown, unknown, where mysteries are shown. Dance to the beat we own. Come with us and let it go, go. Night sky whispers in the dark. Secret trails will leave a mark. Follow close, ignite that spark. We're on a ride, it's just the start. Into the unknown, unknown, where mystery contemplate.
Feel that chill when shadows align. Experiences unfold one of a kind. Off-world encounters, truths they must find. Open your heart, release your mind.
Take the leap, step into the light. With SNX Radio we will ignite a symphony of strange where the bass drops low.
Journeying deep where the unknown flows.
What lies beyond the veil of sight? What secrets kept from our human plight?
Coley's conversations stir the thread. An awakening call for the living and the dead.
Take the leap, step into the night. With SNX Radio we will ignite a symphony of strange where the bass drops low.
Journeying deep where the unknown flows.
As the echoes fade and the night draws near, the truths we seek become crystal clear. With SNX Radio, keep your mind open wide, for in this journey we all confide.
Hello and welcome to SNX Radio. We have a Saturday night full of exciting conversation with Shane Gorrell. So if you don't know Shane, you soon will. Rodney, how you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing great. Can't wait to talk to Shane from everything to Bigfoot the alien.
Yeah, I know. So I apologize. We had a little bit of a confusion with the time zone, so no big deal. We're just getting going. So I can see that everyone. I wanted to say hello on Twitter, Facebook. Oh, I guess Twitter X. I can't really. Facebook, YouTube. We are on Roku tonight, and we're on Rumble tonight. We're also on Kick and Twitch, and I think I got them all. So welcome everybody. I know that's a mouthful. Like, oh man. So I like to go through. Everybody should be connected to the same chat. So it'll be interesting if you're seeing this live, especially on Twitter. Just go ahead and kick that or click. Don't kick that. Click that stream, and it should pull you up. I should be able to see your comments. I know it's a little bit inconvenient, but yeah, we've almost got 80 people. So in the Twitter audience, and that's just, I mean, it definitely grows quick on Saturday nights. So yes, welcome. And I want to say hello to, I'm just kind of getting over a little cold, so I apologize. Scott Rosin, hello and welcome. He's an OG. Kurt W75, good to see you as always. Scott, oh yeah. And then we got the lovely, Rodney, do you want to introduce the
Polly?
next
Are you
one?
speaking about Polly? Is she in there?
No.
Oh, my wife. Hey, yeah, my
Yeah.
wife. Yeah. We and her
I
just
thought
got
that
matched
was
at
awesome.
Tuesday
Yeah.
over. Yeah. Great
She's
to have a
in,
wife
yeah.
in the company. Keep busy, honey. Don't get distracted.
We also have Paul. Paul's my birthday twin. Oh, and Magneticus is also on here. I work with him on deciphering stuff in his brain. It is brilliant. So, on that note, let's get into Shane and talk about. He's got an extensive. I mean, some of the information I could listen to him for hours and hours. He's a seasoned treasure hunter based in Washington State with a passion for exploitation that began at the age of 13. In 1980, he started packing a gold dredge for his father in Oregon's mountains, feeling a long fascination with the southwestern treasures. As a teenager, he roamed with a White's metal detector, chasing placer gold in iconic locations like the Gaines Creek, Alaska, California, American River. After retiring as an operations manager at Samson Tug and Barge in Alaska, oh, I thought that was interesting. He dove deeper into researching treasures, maps, books, and legends with newfound freedom. Shane hit the road in 2020, towing a camper van. I'm so sorry, camper van, and his paramotor to Arizona, driven by a bold belief that he could locate a lost city of gold. So he's a fearless adventurer, documents his finds, and he's sharing them with everybody. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on the man, the myth, the legend, Shane Gorrell. How are you,
Hi,
Shane?
it's Shane
Welcome.
Gorrell.
What did I say?
Uh,
Did I say Gorrell or? Oh, I bet I did. Sorry.
That's all right.
Say that.
I'm known as Archangel Exploration to most people because I used to post like on TikTok as Archangel Exploration. But then I thought, well, no one's going to know my name if I just keep doing that. I had like 3.5 million followers on TikTok, and then I thought, well, I need to start doing YouTube videos and just using my real name.
Well, the problem, and I'm not making excuses for myself, but I dropped. So I had a little bit of interference when I was reading it, and I was like, oh God, no. So I probably merged something together, trying to read between those nice little lines I have now until I get my new phone. So yeah, I apologize if I did.
Fine with me.
God.
Anything you want except for asshole.
Right? Oh man, I've heard it much worse.
I'll probably
than
even answer that sometimes.
Oh God. Okay, yeah. So Shane Gorrell, not whatever I said the last time. I was obviously, I don't know.
It's all good.
So yeah, welcome. It's not like I don't
Thank
know
you.
this. So
I love talking to you guys.
yeah, welcome back. So
Thank you.
you've got some interesting things that you topics that you want to talk about. So like, where do you want to begin? I know you're seasoned at this, so why don't you take us on?
I think the biggest question to most people is, most people are like really into the UFOs right now, and everyone's talking about UFOs flying over, right? But I never ever hear anything about, do they park anywhere? Do they just hover, or do they eventually land somewhere? And so I've been researching where they land, and that's my really the biggest thing I'm researching right now is, where do they land? Where do they go? What are they interested in? Are they interested in our minerals? Is it the water? Is it the gold? And I have some answers to that. I've been watching them, and I know where some of them land, and I know where some of them reside. And that's
They know
really,
you're watching them.
and that I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear you.
Do they know you're watching them?
I think they picked up on it recently. I know they knew I was watching them when I was in Alaska. I spent like 17 years in Alaska, mostly in Homer, Alaska area. And I left Alaska 4 years ago and never returned because of something I discovered there. And it was alien related. It scared me so bad. After living in Alaska most of my life, and I never plan on returning because of what I saw. And I know for a fact they saw me. And I have a live video of one chasing me. And
Wow.
I had a brand new car, and some of those researchers out there can actually research that. I had a brand new, just a tiny little car, a little Ford Fiesta, or Festiva, or I don't know, whatever the new Ford Fiesta one is. I think Fiesta, and a little 4-door black car. It was in 2018 when I bought it, and I really wanted to research a couple areas on the Kenai Peninsula. A lot of people know the Kenai Peninsula is like the Bermuda Triangle for North America, and I wanted to research an area where a lot of abductions were taking place, and I'm talking like 2,000 abductions in this tiny little town. So we're talking like 65% of the people in the town being abducted. And that's scary, right? I want to know exactly what was taking them and why. And I was, aiming to find out. And so what I did was I looked for a job that I could do at night, like a janitor or something, where I could observe what's going on at night. Because most people realize that aliens are nocturnal. They only come out at night. Some of them, like the reptilians, will come out during the day, but predominantly it's at night. And so I took a job.
That's crazy you say that, because I heard they do have Dally Saffron always talks about how they put contacts in, or how sensitive their eyes are to the light. So that definitely makes sense.
Yeah, their eyes are like jet black. And so yeah, definitely they're like always dilated. So I took a job delivering newspapers. And anyone that wants to research me, they can call Alaska Daily News and the Clarion. And I delivered both those papers. The Clarion was for the Kenai Peninsula, and the ADN was the Anchorage Daily News, Anchorage Daily News. And I abruptly quit both of those jobs after one night of delivering papers. And they were both pissed off. They didn't pay me my last paycheck, which it really didn't matter to me. I was only researching. I didn't make a lot anyway. It was like $300 a week. And I had a GoPro Black. I drilled a hole through the front hood of my car, brand new car. We're talking like $16,000 car out the door, right? And I popped that GoPro Black right there, and I had the remote control on a piece of Velcro on the, right there on the visor, so I could just go boom, quick. The car was a stick shift, which is really important in Alaska when it's icy. I had brand new studded snow tires, $700 snow tires on there, and I was just driving up back roads way out in the middle of nowhere, where the big grizzly bears are, and the huge moose. And I had a couple big moose just step on the road and just look down at me, in the middle of the night, pitch dark, middle of nowhere, icy road. And I'm like, and I'm like looking at it. I'm like, where's my gun?
Right? Oh my God, yeah. They can no.
Yeah, and I had a 44 caliber, basically just right there on my seat, ready to go, a revolver. And because you don't know what's going to happen out there.
No, I agree. No.
And then I'm researching the aliens. I wouldn't know who's being taken. So it took about a month for me to learn that route really well. And then I could really look around and see what's going on. Mm-hmm. And there's some scary stuff out there. I have to admit, every region in the United States has different aliens. And that's another thing I want to touch bases on, is things that most people don't realize, because they're not doing that deep research that I'm doing, not the specific research I'm doing. And so up in Alaska, you have these aliens that have this really long, like a sandpiper nose. They're really hairy, and they're only like 3 feet tall. They're the scary ones. You don't ever want to come in contact with one of them. And they're real aliens. They have hands like we do. What they're doing, they suck the acid out of your stomach with that long nose. So they spray gas in the air. Like if I was driving along in my car, I would see this orange, like it looked like fog, orange fog covering the highway. And that's when I knew that they're close, they're nearby. And I would just hold my breath, and then I'd go through that fog, because if you inhale it, 20 minutes later, you're on the side of the highway sleeping.
Oh, wow.
And that's when they come out and they get you. And I realized that I had GoPros all over the place. I had them mounted in my back windows facing towards me, mounted in the front windows facing back. And what I discovered was frightening, to say the least. In Arizona, you have more of the reptilians and the ant people, aliens, and they coexist together. The ant people they look like a rodent. Like I'm sorry, not rodent, but like an insect, like an ant, but big. They're like 7 feet tall.
Oh God.
And their arms droop. They droop, and they just kind of laid to their side, so it looks like a person standing there. But when they crawl, they crawl like an ant, so they look just like an ant or like a termite. They have like little antennas, but they're normally flat against their head. But if there's someone around, they come out, and then they kind of go like this, and they stick out. I have videos of them. I have pictures of them. I have pictures of them riding on a little craft. It's blue, and it's shaped kind of like a bathtub, and they have a controller that comes up, and they control that. It's really neat. It floats, or like hovers, and they fly it.
Wow. So is this in this area of the town that you're talking about where they have all these abductions?
Yeah. So the town is called Ninilchik, Alaska. It's on the Kenai Peninsula, on the way to Homer, Alaska. A lot of abductions there. I lived in Homer, and I also had a piece of property in Kenai, which is near, not too far from Ninilchik. And I would pick up my newspapers in Soldotna, which is near the highway that goes to Homer and goes to Ninilchik. So I would pick up my papers there. I would start delivering in Soldotna and Kenai a little bit. Then I'd go back down to the highway and drive towards Homer. And my last stops were in Homer. And then I would turn around in the morning. I'd get done around 7:30 in the morning. It was light out, and I'd just drive back home down the highway. And at first I didn't see anything. And I think that's the issue: is people are so busy with their life, they're not aware. Yeah. I think they're everywhere, to tell you the truth. I think just people just aren't aware. And
so
then,
do you think that they're in this particular area, that this is like some sort of government like project or experiment?
No,
I mean,
definitely not government.
No.
No, way more advanced than our government. Definitely, they're governed by themselves. And I think most of them are, I would say most of them are, not trustworthy. I wouldn't want to hang out with them. Not when they're, evading your body.
How did you come to the conclusion that they're sucking the stomach acid out of people? Did you see them, or did people tell you about their experiences up there?
No, I was driving down. Well, I noticed some roads I'd drive down. I'm kind of a private person. Like, I wouldn't walk up to your door and start peeping in your windows, right? No way, because especially in Alaska, you're gonna get shot. And I was driving down these back roads, and I noticed house lights were on, like all their lights were on in their house, and their curtains were drawn, or pulled back, and I could see into their living rooms. I'm cruising down the road. I'm like, okay, looks like they're home, and I'd go to the next house. Okay, I'd look all the way down the road. Like, we're talking like a blue collar type of neighborhood, like medium.
Overnight?
Yeah, at night. We're talking, 2 to 4 a.m. when everyone's asleep or should be asleep, or maybe a percentage should be asleep, but all of them, all the lights are on, like they never went to bed, on both sides of the road. And it raised some concerns in me. And we're talking way out in the middle of nowhere too. So they're not like all excited to get up and go fishing together, because we're talking in the middle of winter time. They all are pretty much hunkering down for the winter. Most of the people in the Ninilchik are on like food stamps and or on Social Security. So they're sleeping in. Some of them are writers. But most of them just sleep in and go fishing in the afternoon or maybe in the morning. But not everybody is up at that time of night. And so I had to know. I'm a truth seeker, so I'm gonna find out. And so I rolled up to one of the ones that was my account, and I pulled my car over on the road. I didn't pull in their driveway. I didn't want anyone to see me. And then I grabbed my gun. I had a holster right here on my chest. I just cocked it back, had it ready. And I got out and I looked around. I listened to see if I could hear anything, and I heard this humming noise. And I was like, okay, I hope it's not like hypnotizing me, right? And so I'm just listening. I'm like, okay, this is really spooky. And so I walk up to the house, and the shades are drawn, and I'm looking in the window. I'm curious, I just walk up on a couple steps, and I ding ding, ring their doorbell. I'm looking. I see shadows on the wall, and I'm like, what's going on? So I boom, boom, boom on the door, and then I hear something. Maybe a couple houses down, I hear crunching in the snow, because we're talking really dry, cool air, minus 20 degrees. I'm like, okay, I hear something. I'm looking around, making sure no bears sneaking up on me. And so I step off, walk to the next house, walk up there. I kind of glance inside. I see shadows, but I don't walk around and look in their window, because invasion of privacy, and I don't want to see anything weird. And
right. You have a reason to be at their front door. You're delivering papers.
maybe they're having like some kind of party, and
So you can pretend like you
and so
say, "Hey, you lost your paper," or "I had a report that your paper didn't get here." Perfect. That's a good idea, Rodney.
yeah, I was just planning on just telling the truth and saying, hey, why does everyone have their lights on? Do you guys having a party going on? I'm kind of hungry,
Yeah, I don't know if I would
but,
eat what they have given you. No, bad idea.
And so I see shadows.
You're so
I
funny.
still
Yeah.
see shadows casting onto the wall, and I'm like, okay. And I hear crunching noises again. I'm looking. They're further down, like way down there. I'm like, okay, what's going on? And I think Rodney's imagining it. He's got his head turned. and
I've
so
been visualizing everything you're saying, man. I'm living it.
So I walk further down. I'm like, okay, something's going on. So I walked all the way down. I'm listening. I'm like, okay, something's kind of scary and something's really happening here. And so I walk around the houses. So it's like track housing. And someone just went through the door. I think I freaked them out. So
They're probably running.
They were like track houses. They're like, so it's just like track houses. So I walk around the house. I want to see what's going on out back, because that's where people party, right? So I go back there, and there it is, hovering in the back field, way back there. It was about maybe 150 yards across, maybe 16 to 18 feet tall, UFO hovering right there.
Wow.
And I just about fell over. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. And I whip out my cell phone. I just start taking pictures. I'm like, wait a second, I need video. I start shooting video like this, and I hear crunching behind me. I feel my gun, and it's cocked. I'm like, okay, it's kind of loose in my holster. I'm okay. I'm like shooting video, and I'm like looking because I hear crunching, like licking, and then I hear this, hey, hey. I turn around, there was like 30 of them standing there looking at me with their long beaky nose, and I'm like, I pulled it out. I'm like aiming at them, and I slowly just walked way around them, and then I turned around and backed up all the way to my car. I just kept my gun on them, and it scared me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah, I mean, I almost shot him. I almost shot one. I came really close. I was, when you pull the trigger and it goes the first little click.
Yeah, you have a cocktail ready
So
to
I
go.
was there.
There was 30 of them, and they
But I
didn't
was
attack you.
scared for my life.
Yeah.
What are they capable of doing? And so I get back in my car and I spun around real quick and I started heading down the road. Well, that UFO was on top of me. I mean, it was like there, like now. And
How big do you think it was?
it was big, like so big. I think it was like, I would say 150 yards across probably. And it was scary, like futuristic, like Star Wars style UFO. And so I'm cruising along, I'm in third gear. I don't want to go too fast because it's ice. I'm driving on thick ice. So I'm just cruising along like third gear, a windy little road, and then a clump of snow hit the hood of my car. Like
Oh my God, no.
yeah, and I'm like,
Ah.
are they throwing snow at me? And then another clump of snow, and I'm like, oh no. I'm like, I could feel my car bogging down a little bit. And so I roll down the window and I stop. I stick my head out the window and I'm looking. And sure enough, they're right there. Like, I don't know, maybe half a mile up, maybe. And so they were hitting, like, I don't know, like the air was pushing snow off the trees or what was going on, but it was pushing all the snow off as I was driving. So I got down to the highway, and which wasn't too far away, maybe a mile away, and I headed back towards town. And as soon as I got to the highway, they weren't there. They like turned around and went back. Well, so the next night I had to go and do my route. And I hesitated. I was like, I don't know if I want to do it.
Yeah.
Is it going to be my last day here on Earth?
Right?
What's going to happen?
Oh, man.
Right? And so the next night I decided to go because that's what I do. I don't just stop. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna find out what's going on. And I thought, well, maybe those little things will think I won't be out there, right? So sure enough, I didn't see them out there. I threw my paper, hit that door. All the lights were off, and it took maybe a week and a half later. Another road, all the lights were on, and all on the right side of the road. But the left side, they're all dark. And I thought, okay, now I'm not afraid to walk up and kind of snoop around a little bit because I already know what to expect. So I parked my car way back.
Were they wearing any clothes? Did they have? I mean, do they look like your typical? I mean, I've never seen like the one you're describing.
They look like a penguin with long black hair, and instead of a penguin kind of beak, it was just this long sandpiper looking thing.
Wow,
Kind of looked like a long
ant eater.
straw.
Like, yeah, that's what it reminds me of. Like an ant eater.
Yeah,
that's what I'm envisioning. Anyway.
Yeah, kind of like an anteater, I suppose. Or you remember what was that?
Elf.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're on the same.
Yeah, like him, similar to him. And maybe that's where they got that from.
Yeah, right.
You
That
know,
wouldn't
right?
that would not surprise me.
I mean, how did they come up with the Star Wars creatures? You know, someone must have saw something.
Right.
Uh, and so, yeah, I went back. So I parked my car way off the road, way back, and I just walked down the road, cocked my gun, walked down the road, walked up to the house, and just listened. Didn't hear anything. I walked to the next house, listened. Didn't hear nothing. Third or fourth house I walked down. I think it was the fourth house I went down. I heard scuffling inside. And so I walked up, stood on their little step. Most of the houses in Alaska don't have concrete foundations. They're
Yeah.
up high, and it's all posted block because they're building on permafrost, or where I was anyway. And so I turned my head. I'm like, I see the shadow inside their living room. I'm like, it's like a 1,300 square foot house. I'm like, okay. So I tapped on the door. Boom, 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 boom. Shadow stopped moving. I'm like, okay, someone's in there. Something's going on, you know. And so I looked. I did. I stepped off the steps and I looked in there. And that's when I seen it. Two people were against the wall with their arms down, and this thing was like right up on them, like if it was making out with them, and its beak was down the throat, and I could see its chest moving like this. I'm
Oh,
What'd
like,
they do?
wow.
Like levitate to get up there and to their level? Or did they have them on?
the people were down on their knees and they're like against the wall like that, and
Okay.
it was so weird. Like they're kind of leaning back like this, and those things were like laying on, like kind
Wow.
of laying on them. And so I just went like this, bam, 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 and hammered on the window, and and they pulled their beak out
Mm.
and looked at me, and then other ones came out of an area where I couldn't see, maybe the kitchen or dining room area. They came out and looked at me, and I think they were speaking telepathically because right away here was a whole bunch of them behind me, and they said that hey thing again, hey, and I turn around and I grab my gun. Uh, when I walked back to my car with my gun drawn, and instead of driving away, I drove further down the road because where the highway is, if I would have turned around and went back that way, it would have been I would have had to go through a bunch of neighborhoods. So I had to go past where they were, and to get to the highway a different way. And when I did that, I saw these cages along like where the houses were, and there's people in the cages,
Oh
and
man.
it really freaked me out. When I saw that, I literally drove. I left right then and there. I had all my clothes in the back of the car because I didn't have a house there. I was full time researcher, and I'd sleep during the day at a friend of mine's. He owned a car lot in Kenai, Alaska, a little used car lot, and he'd let me sleep there at his car lot. He had a room,
Oh
and
wow.
I did some work for him. I did some advertising online. Let me sleep in the an office during the day, and then I'd work at night.
Look at
And
the sacrifices you made. Like that's quite a journey to do that. You have to really believe in something, you know?
yeah, and when it comes down to the, you want to know the truth.
Yeah.
It's tough though. I mean, it took a lot to get to the where I am today. I mean, years ago, I used to research Bigfoot. I mean, a hardcore researcher, like basically like Todd Standing is. Some of you guys probably heard of Todd Standing, and he's hardcore researcher of Bigfoot, and I was like that. I know who he is. He knows who I am. And I would go way out in the middle of nowhere looking for Bigfoot, tracking, anything any scrap I could find. I had to know if Bigfoot was real, and I came to the understanding that Bigfoot is an alien.
Yeah. So when did you? Because I had the same thing happen when I encountered the UFO. I researched. I mean, I was so thirsty for it. Like it completely. So when did that kind of kick off? What did it do it after an encounter, or were you just always that curious?
That's a
Because
good
that takes
question,
a
Corey.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like 9 years old. I lived in Chehalis, Washington, where I grew up. I lived in a small trailer in an RV park in Chehalis with my family. And actually, I was younger than that. I was about 5 years old when I first had my encounter. I I believe I was abducted at like 5.
Yeah.
Um, Pretty good. I, I'm pretty sure I was. I have a really good memory of things that happened, and so that's a really good question, Coley. I've never shared this with anyone before, and uh, and I hesitate to for obvious reasons. But
Right.
I my parents would find me in the middle of the 40-acre field right behind our house in the middle of the night. My mom would, well, Shane, what are you doing out here? I'm like, I'm with my friend. And she's like, no, come on, come with me. And she'd take me back inside, and I felt this heaviness, like I couldn't go back to sleep. I felt kind of hungry or thirsty. I couldn't really tell what was going on with me, but I was definitely drugged or something. And now I know, but then I was like, okay. I'd sit down in the chair, and my mom was like talking to me, and I wasn't really there. I wasn't really conscious. And she's asking me, "Are you thirsty?" I'm like, "Yeah." She'd give me water, and I wouldn't drink it. She's like, "Are you hungry?" And she'd give me like a peanut butter jelly sandwich or something. She's like, "You gotta get some sleep. We gotta get some sleep." And just rushed me to bed. And then the next night, she'd find me in the middle of the field again. And this went on
Wow.
for like a couple of weeks, and it really made my parents really stressed out. And my brother, he was in his bed. He wasn't out there in the middle of the field.
Wow.
And so my dad started sliding a big chair in front of the door and to keep me inside. Well, they'd still find me out there. So he put a padlock on the inside. I just remember seeing a big lock on the door,
Wow.
and they'd still find me out there. And so my dad sat me down, handed me a pencil and paper, and he said, "Draw your friend." And that was pretty good. I draw pretty good. I could draw you guys right now. And so I drew a picture of an alien. And he said, "What's your friend's name?" I said, "Kenneth." That's Kenneth. That's my friend Kenneth. Well, my dad looked at my mom. I just remember them looking at each other like, "Holy crap," And
Wow.
and I was doing weird stuff like I'd wake up in the middle of the night and go in the kitchen and pee in the kitchen drawer. Who does that? What kid does that? So I was definitely being drugged by whatever was taking me.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, you're
oh, hmm?
well, you're not alone. I've experienced stuff like that when I was young too, Shane. When my first experiences happened, I'd be caught. My parents would stop me from walking out the door from sleepwalking, and I'd be
Mhm.
waking up the next day with nosebleeds. I'd
Wow.
sometimes I'd be sleepwalking and I'd go dig into one of my mother's house plants, pulled out a rock like I knew it was there, and went right back to bed.
Oh no,
Wow.
yeah,
That,
yeah. So something was or still is taking children. I would say they still are, because 14 million kids disappeared in the last 5 years. No one's even asking where they went.
Mm-mm. They aren't either, are they?
Weird, right?
yeah,
I've always wondered about that, and I never quite understood it. But I don't even think we had a clear understanding of what trafficking, and now there's such a line that's blurred that it's just like, man, we should be asking all these questions. There's all these missing children, And like you were talking earlier about the meat, like I'm sorry, like I see how many animals there are, and there's not. I mean, what is going on? We should be asking these questions because they don't make sense.
Yeah,
So
the scary part is you gotta be careful not to ask certain questions, right? Or we might go missing, right? So, and it takes you deeper down the rabbit hole. Like I can take you guys way down the rabbit hole, the things I've discovered and pretty much figured out. You know, I don't know how deep I want to take you tonight, but I gotta
well, we can
say,
always do a part two. Just go with what you think of. I was just thinking in my head though. My mom said if I were ever kidnapped, that they would bring me back. So I don't know if that still holds true or not. But
who would bring you back?
the whoever took me, she said they don't
Oh,
worry about being ever taken because they would bring me back.
well, they
And I was like,
obviously brought you
okay,
back.
yeah, yeah, I know, right? Maybe she was right about something, but yeah. No,
I
I
do
was
have,
just yeah.
yeah. I mean, I would say go to your nearest Cabela's or Bass Pro Shops, buy yourself a game camera, a good infrared one, hang it up in your bedroom towards your bed, and kind of cloak it, with behind some blinds or a shirt or something. Give it about a month, and then pull that SD card out, and you'll see what comes to you. And everybody's being visited. Everybody
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
And that's the scary side. Is does the government know? Um, I don't think they do, and maybe some people do, but they wouldn't know how to answer that question.
That's
You
so
know,
You know, you
true.
you say it's only happens only at night. Well, only at night can be 24 hours a day if they just stay in the shadow. It's
yeah,
a big operation.
yeah, they definitely can hide themselves, and I don't know if they're cloaking, but I think they just appear into your room and then they can disappear. Twice I've seen an astronaut. I'll say an astronaut because that's what he looked like to me, standing at my bedside. And once I was in Alaska, not even that long ago. I was operations manager, Samson Tug and Barge, which is a big company. I'm just, I'm a pretty light sleeper, and I sense things pretty well. I'm really aware, and so I'm just laying on my right side, and I sense there's someone's looking at me. So I open my
Oh,
eyes, and he's just standing right there next to my bed. He's on this little iPad looking thing, like an iPad mini, going like this, and doing something on it. And so I'm just trying to take in, how tall is he? What's he look like? What's his
mm-hmm.
skin look like? And everything. Is he wearing a badge? Things like that. No badge. He looks 45-ish years old, short guy, black hair, and he's wearing this like lab style astronaut like suit. And and then he's going like this, and I go, and I kind of laughed just like that. And I said, "Hi, how you doing?" And he just all of a sudden his eyes got poof, big, and then he jumped back and hit something on his wrist. He went back, and he was gone. But I could tell he was still
Oh.
there because I could kind of see like something was going on in the atmosphere right there.
Do you think some of it, I shouldn't say a lot of it, but some of it is like quantum leap stuff like that just
It's interesting because I found a craft in Arizona, and it was wrecked. It was like it had a tear all the way down the side of it, and has a plaque on it that kind of looked like the Pentagon. It was the shape of the Pentagon kind of, and it said USS 333 submersible right on it. And I walked up to it. I observed the whole thing. I walked up and touched it and looked at the mechanical part of like where it was like opened up like a can, like peeled back and opened up. I could see the mechanics inside of it. I walked to the back of it and kind of walked up, and there's a door. I found a door, And I was like, I wonder if I could pop that door open, right? Later, I popped the door open with a friend of mine because I wanted to know what was inside. But
Right.
it looked like a rock, but it had a shape of a ship. But it looked exactly like a rock. Like anyone else drove by it, they'd think it was a rock.
Oh,
Me,
yeah.
me, I looked for things that kind of stand out, that look a little odd, or they might have a sharp looking shape. This rock, this particular rock, was exactly the same on both sides, but it kind of had a hull like a boat. And I lived in Alaska, I worked on fishing boats, so I noticed that right away. I was like, could that be a sunken ship? Maybe from the 17th century or the 12th century, like a flagship. And I got up on it. I was like, well, it's definitely a ship, but it's not a boat. So how did it get there? I would say
Right.
they definitely probably they're probably a lot more advanced. Like, I wouldn't say the government. It's definitely not the government. I'd say maybe a government from the distant past, just like our government, but from the distant past, probably sent something in the past. They went really far in the future and then sent something back in the past, and I came across it. Probably a submarine that sank and then got
Well,
covered in mud, and then when the sun, and then when the water receded, the sun baked it on, made it look like a rock. Because the Great Flood is real, right?
yeah.
That's what they're claiming. It actually happened. So maybe it's possible someone from the future sent something back to the past, maybe to try to change the timeline or something.
Yeah. Have you
Uh,
looked into that number 333, like a whole number for a Navy ship at all?
yeah, I found a Navy ship. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that's what I was just looking in. The whole number 333 is USS Bumper
Mm-hmm.
submarine, and it
Yeah.
was decommissioned in like the 1934.
Yep.
That's right around the time of the Philadelphia experiment stuff was going
Mm-hmm.
on.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Oh.
wondered about that myself. I
'Cause
researched it a little bit,
you know
but
what, submarine. Yeah, the submarine would be good because it's pressurized. It can handle, going under deep sea. They could
yeah,
use it for its contained. Yeah.
yeah.
I
And
knew that was going to trigger Magneticus in here. He's good at deciphering the things, and that is really significant. They do all this stuff, and it's like, you start seeing replica numbers or whatever, and their little stamp on it. It's like, you think it's all
yeah,
pre-planned.
like I found a carving of a man. I think it's God hugging his children. I think you probably seen it, and it's high up in the mountains, up in the superstitions, and the face of this carving is, I think it's gold. It looks bright yellow gold. It's about 4 feet wide. We're talking big money, right? And but the side of the carving, it has a 3 and a 3, and I thought, wonder what that means. And so, I was researching the Bible, and there 3-3 has a significance that's related to the Bible. And I've often thought over the years that the Superstition Mountains, it's really mysterious, and I've thought, there's probably a biblical connection there to the Superstition Mountains. I've discovered some things in that mountain range that uh, I'm surprised I don't have my own TV show, to tell you the truth, like a reality show,
Yeah, you need one for sure.
because boy, I've discovered some things that would shock people. Temples, I found 9 temples so far. I mean,
Wow.
insane. Beautiful temples, really, beautiful, like with lines going down, big windows, sphinxes on them. And I'm talking North America, Arizona.
Yeah. No, I heard that. Well, if you think about it, that at one time the poles, even if that's a thing, switched, or I
Yeah,
mean, that's why north and south. I mean, that would make sense because they were saying that no, they actually found pyramids in Illinois, and
yeah.
where we think it is, it's
Michigan.
not.
Yeah,
Yeah, right, right.
I'm doing a show actually. So a producer's coming out July 1st through the 8th to visit with me, and I'm taking him to 2 locations in Washington State, and one of them is a possible pyramid. It looks like a pyramid to me.
Wow.
And we're going to do a shoot, and it's going to be on the show. And
that'd be cool.
The show is called Ancient America.
You have to let us know when that
kind of fun,
when
kind
it
of
airs.
neat. I'm like,
yeah. You're good at that, like you really are.
But yeah, I mean, all the way up into Washington State used to be Mexico. I don't know if you know that, but so Arizona was Mexico, New Mexico was Mexico, Utah, Colorado, Oregon, and Washington. I have.
You're right. I just looked this up, and I can't believe that it's what is it? The United Mexican States or the? I'm just like, what is this? Yeah. Like, I feel like I've been lied to all over again. And then there's a treaty with those states that you just talked about that protects them from coming in. So I'm like, all right, now come on now.
I don't think we're lied to per se. I don't think I think people don't really think about it like, Arizona was Mexico, so you're definitely probably going to find a temple or two. But the Great Flood happened, so it covered everything with mud. So, but you have to get really scientific on it and go, that looks like a door to me. Maybe it might be a temple. Or explore what you're looking at a little bit deeper, and you might actually find something. I've found 14 doorways so far that have locks on them. They're all like 20 feet tall. So it makes you wonder, were there giants? Did giants make them? Were there, and that's also in the Bible. I'm not going to quote the Bible because I'm pretty new to religion myself, but the Nephilim, were they real? I think they were. I actually found a skull that's like this big with a Roman helmet on it. And it's stuck to the side of the mountain. And that's in the superstitions. And I've been, I tell everyone, hey, does anyone want to see it? Still to this day, I've never found anyone that wants to go see it. They just say, oh, you're lying. Oh, that's not real. Well, jump in your car, come on out, and I'll show it to you.
Very people just do. You know what? I always say if you're triggering people like that, then you must be doing something right. People just don't want to hear or digest, but then it's like, then they'll pretend like 5 years from now, oh yeah, no, saying it like, no, like 5 years ago, you were totally, so they're triggered. That's the way I look at them. I don't worry too much about that.
I'm fine with that. If I'm not being attacked, then I'm doing something wrong.
Right. So it's like, and you said too, like,
my book.
Right. Oh man. So on that note, we're gonna take a little bit of a break. We got a huge crowd over on the Twitter side, so we thank you. And again, if you want to leave your questions, please just leave them all in caps for Shane. And we will be back just after a little bit of a break. And
into the frequency.
frequency. Let's explore the spots. Heavy bass drops with tight beats.
Illuminate the shadows, the echo of our call.
On this roller ring will never fall.
Feel the energy rising, can you sense the spark? As we dive deeper into the cosmic arc.
Stories of the universe, mysteries unfold. In the heart of SNX, where the truth is gold. Every note we play, every line we write, crafting our legacy, shining ever bright.
SNX radio, let the truth ignite.
Together we'll shine, bringing shadows to light. In this cosmic dance, we're connecting the dots. Tune into the frequency, let's explore the spot. Here in the spotlight, we're taking our turn. With the fire in our hearts, let the passion burn. As the next radio's call, ringing through the air. Together we rise, together we dare.
So join us now, let the rhythm flow. With SNX radio, we're ready to go. Unraveling the mystery side by side, we stand hand in hand. In this dance of truth, let the story expand. Finding our place in the vastness we call home. With courage and wonder, we reach for the light. Guided by visions that illuminate the night. Mystery cloaked in the vast unknown. Truth and discovery seeds we sow. In the starlit wonder, we seek the key. To unlock the secrets of our galaxy. Chasing the dreams that fill the night. Stars are our compass, and time is our friend. Together we'll journey where stories transcend. Mystery cloaked in the vast unknown. Truth and discovery seeds we sow. In the starlit wonder, we seek the key. To unlock the secrets of our galaxy. Chasing the dreams that fill the night. Stars are our compass, and time is our friend. Together we'll journey where stories transcend. Mystery cloaked in the vast unknown. Truth and discovery seeds we sow. In the starlit wonder, we seek the key. To unlock the secrets of our galaxy. Through endless horizons, our spirits ignite. Chasing the dreams that fill the night. Stars are our compass, and time is our friend. Together we'll journey where stories transcend. with questions that echo through an endless sky. Bound by the stars, our story unfolds. In the universe, our destinies are told.
Verse 1, Shane Gorrell on SNX Radio. Treasure hunter on the go with maps in hand and texts aplenty. Seeking legends, age old and plenty. OF read Celesta Pam and fought a while behind us it be. The dreams and flyer drove the brakes. In the world of rocks and EDM, Shane Gorrell's a man to condemn. For he'll search high and low, never tire. His quest for treasure, his heart's desire. Verse 2, from ancient ruins to hidden caves, Shane Gorrell braves the waves in the realm of pop and rock. His legacy will forever talk.
I can't hear anything.
Well, that was nice of you to tell me because I was muted.
Now I can
And
hear you.
what part? At what part was it muted? Okay, so without further ado on that moment of silence that we were reflecting here, Shane, I'm handing it back to you because I don't even know. I said so much. I can't even. Yeah.
What do you want to talk about? You want to talk about where the aliens hide, or where the UFOs park?
Yeah,
Or
well, both of them. Because okay, so I'm really curious, especially like if everybody, because not everybody can see. We all see different spectrums of the light. So you're talking about a camera that had IR and UV. Is that correct? Or
yeah.
what kind of? Because I know that I'll set one up. I will definitely.
I mean, any game camera would work. I would say definitely someone outside your house at night.
Okay.
Maybe every side of your house, but also point one to the sky, and then have one inside your bedroom. And that's everyone that's watching this. Just put one inside your bedroom, and you're gonna
You'll
see.
never sleep again. Yeah.
You're gonna sleep again. Yeah. But
No,
I mean,
I
don't
know
be
you're gonna
afraid.
see stuff, but
Don't be afraid, because if they wanted to
mm-mm.
take you, they could.
Yeah, no, don't. Yeah, don't show. I always say that don't show them any fear. I'm joining on the 25th and 26th. I'm joining a paranormal team out of Minneapolis, and we're going to stay at this haunted mansion that I love. And I said, you're fine. Just don't fear them. Don't fear them, and don't bring them home with you.
Yeah, I used to visit haunted mansions, and I used to go along with teams, and I have a gift. They used to say they would call me a woo. They said I had a gift, like some kind of energy vibration, they called it. They said I have a vibration where I attracted the weird stuff, which might
Oh
be
yeah, we all
true.
do, don't you think?
It might be true. My mom was Blackfeet, and my dad's German, and I think the Blackfeet side of me definitely is more aware, and I definitely see things that most people don't see, and but it's not that I'm psychotic. It's, a psychotic person can't come back with photographs.
No. Who does? Okay, okay. I'm not even gonna say this strikes a nerve, but it strikes a huge nerve because I'll say this 10 times over, my local police department started an intel on me as a conspiracy theorist, and I'm not very happy about it. And they legitimately say things like, tried to put you're not crazy. You have evidence. Like, I hate that. I hate that control mechanism, but it's out there. It is.
Yeah, the police in Arizona actually ask me for help all the time.
Yeah, I wouldn't help the local one across the street. And I'm not trying to be rude, but it's gotten out of hand. It got out of hand.
Usually it's about trying to find somebody. Like flying paramotor, I have a bird's eye view that a helicopter doesn't have. Helicopter, they can see straight ahead and a little bit down below, but the plexiglass is really distorted. You have a hard time seeing. And they have to point that helicopter like this, and they still can't see because they're having to focus on keeping their focus on their propellers. It just isn't very safe flying a helicopter. Where a paramotor, I'm just gliding, and I can fly through canyons, really tight canyons, and I can go as slow like around 12 miles an hour, and that's pretty slow. So, and then I can circle back around on the tight circle, and I can find people that go missing. Usually, it's scary, like the Superstition Mountains. Let's go back to that mountain because I know for a fact there's giants that are still alive in that mountain, but they're inside the mountain, and they go through a doorway.
I believe that. Yeah, that'd be the only way that they could stay hidden like this.
Yeah, that's the only way they can stay hidden for sure. And then you have the reptilians, and they're the scary ones. I've seen them, I've recorded them, I've videotaped them. They know I'm watching them, and they do not like it. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're watching this, to tell you the truth. They are that advanced that they could hack my cell phone if they wanted to. And they probably do. They probably know where I live. And if they wanted me, they would come get me. And they're the ones that are hanging on the side of the mountain like giant hooks. They can climb, they can slither up the mountain. They're like a giant gecko. They're 8 feet tall, 12 feet tall, some of them, and they're humanoid, but they look just like a gecko or a lizard. They have like horns that go across the top of their head. They have little tiny horns that go over their eyes, like their eyebrows are like little horns. They have a big mouth, like that big. It's full of teeth, sharp teeth, like a dinosaur. And they can rip your arms off before you even know they're even on top of you. They're quick. Like,
so are these the ones that can, like, they whatever into human form? Like, can they take on any sort of form, or how does that work?
I don't know about that. I haven't seen anything like that. The ones I see are they just keep their own form, but they're super fast. Like, you might be camping on BLM land out there in the Superstitions, and there's a time limit that the police have signs up. You can only stay out here for 2 weeks at a time, and I think I know why. Because if you sit out there longer than like 2 weeks, and you're sitting in a camper van or sitting in the cab of your truck, and at night you got your doors locked, maybe your car's running, your headlights on, you'll see things. Like, you'll see like a blur run in front of your car, and you won't see the body of the reptilian, but you'll see the tail, because they're that fast, like, running in front of your car, and it's scary. And I think they're big enough and strong enough just to grab a person and not run.
So what do they want? What do they want?
They want to hunt you, and I believe they eat you.
So why will some pass a spy, do you think, or is it more like methodical?
I think they use your bones like a trophy. They're hunters. So I've seen some things out there. You can't even tell anyone. No one will believe it. I've talked to the police about it a few times, and they're like, "You sure, man? You sure?" I'm like, "Yeah, I saw these two bones connected. It looked like two femurs, and they're connected like this, and with a wire going through here and wrapping back around. And it was some type of machinery. It was
Wow.
connected to a mountainside. I'm like, what is that? Standing there staring at it, like that looks like a human femur. But then there's a wire shoved through it. Weird stuff. Like you're looking at it like, okay, what is this for? And then I've seen where you see skulls, like boom, 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 on a rock ledge. Human
Yeah,
skulls.
the chances of that happening like naturally, or I mean, are slim to none. And I mean, there's
No
so
chance.
many places out there
Maybe
that no.
maybe a psychopath putting them out there, but highly unlikely, and too high up for a person to put them.
Right.
So, and not too far from that location, I found a door that I believe is an operation. It's too fresh not to be an operation. I put a game camera up on that door.
So
right now
how do you get in, and like, is there something, I mean, how have you seen the door, I guess? Have you seen it open? Have you tried to get in it?
Not that particular door. I found doors that are sometimes open, sometimes shut. I've seen doors with dead coyotes next to them. I saw one of the doors I discovered with a dead horse next to it. And people in the area. So like the Superstition Mountains is where I discovered all the doors. I don't think they're mountains at all. I'll be the only one that says that probably. I think it's an ancient ship that crash landed right there, and then went through eons of floods and rainstorms and sandstorms, and basically made it to look like what it is today. But there's doors all around the mountain, the Superstition Mountain. The mountain range is 168,000 acres, but that mountain of the Superstition Mountain has doors all the way around it, and they all look like doors you find on a ship, with locks on top, locks on the side, that swivel like a ship. Like if you were to go and lock down on a submarine, you'd swivel those locks shut, and water wouldn't be able to get through. And the doors are like that, but the doors are at least 20 feet tall.
Oh, wow.
Every one of them.
Yeah,
we're
so you're
dealing-
not gonna
dealing with
pry
something-
it open with anything.
We're dealing with something very advanced, way more advanced than we are. And I've seen, like when you're flying paramotor next to the mountain, you're like, maybe, I don't know, maybe 1,000 feet high, right next to the mountain. You'll see these other doors. I'll call it a door, or like a trap door. You know how like a submarine has a torpedo door and it opens up so the torpedo can go out? There's doors like that on the side of that mountain. And I've seen some things, when those doors open up. When the U.S. government was on high alert, when Biden was in office, one of those doors was open, and the door is, when it opens, it drops down like this. And that door was all the way open, and I flew right in front of it. And I looked in. It was pitch dark. I couldn't see anything, but man, it's so trippy because it looks like a rock. It looks like a rock is opening up. And talk about the best way to hide.
Yeah.
Make the ship look like a rock. And then the little people, which is us, we'll just hike around it and climb on top of it, and they can just snatch us whenever they want to.
We probably are the little people. We're the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, for sure.
Yeah, we're tiny.
Pole. Yeah.
If you want to go deeper, some people, believe that we live on a flat Earth, right? Maybe all the people that were abducted, like me and you, or whoever, all the people are listening. Maybe everyone on here is listening and saying, "I was abducted too." What if the aliens created a ship that looked like Earth, just like where we are right now. Created it, and then took everyone they abducted and threw them on this little place we call Earth. Most of us don't travel very much. We stay at home. We don't go anywhere. We don't really go places. We don't go on very many vacations, which would be good for them because it'd be easier to hide, right?
Yeah.
But what if that's what it really is? What if this where we are is a giant flat or round or whatever you want to call it ship? What if the moon is a ship? What if
I could believe anything at this point. If you look at NASA and you look at the evidence that they produced, it's not even good CGI. It's so bad. It's
yeah,
so I go through, instead of like assuming something, I try and eliminate it. And
yeah, I try that's what I
it's
try to
like,
do. I try to eliminate it. And I've kind of
mhm,
came to that point. I mean, I've done
right.
heavy research for I don't know, 30 years. And I've kind of came to that point where like I'm like, okay, some things don't add up. I was telling my
Yeah.
wife the other day, I said, I was at Walgreens in Apache Junction, Arizona, right next to the Superstition Mountains, and this little old lady was in there. She looked like Dr. Ruth. She's like,
Okay. I
"Excuse
have
me,
a visual.
excuse me, can you help me? I need to figure out how to print some photographs." And she's all like on that machine, with her SD cards. She's all like, "Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee." And I'm like, okay, I'm helping her. I didn't tell her my name or nothing. And and at the end of the conversation, and I helped her, she stood up and she walked. She goes, "Okay, I'm gonna go do some shopping." She turns around and she said, "Thank you so much, Shane." And I
Ooh.
just like, whoa! I stopped in my tracks. I looked at her, and she went, and then she went, and she was gone. She was out of the store, gone, like gone. And I just kind of walked over, and looked out the window, and seen her jump in the car and just gone. And it's happened to me a few times. It wasn't the first time that ever happened to me. You know, and I joke around. I look at my wife. I'm like, huh, sometimes it feels like I live on the Truman Show.
Yeah, I get that.
Because those weird things happen to me quite a bit. And even she's noticed it. She's like, "Did you tell that lady your name?" I'm like, "Nope." She's like, "Did you catch that?" I'm like, "Yep." But sometimes I just don't say anything because I don't want to look like I'm paranoid or something. So, uh, but
What do you think of the simulation theory? I've always said, I was like, man, I'm gonna be so pissed if I exit this world and I wake up and it said, congratulations, you just finished, your simulation on planet Earth. I would be like,
how did you like that game? It only took you 10 minutes to play that game.
yeah, yeah, and this felt like a lifetime of torture. Like I
And
want my
you stood
money
up.
back.
You
Oh
stood up, and
man.
you're a gray alien.
Oh, something. But do you want to hear the weirder part? Is, I probably shouldn't be saying this, but my roommate and I, like, we did the bufo thing or whatever, and he said what he came back with was the same thing with the simulation. And I was like, oh my god, like, that's weird. I've never, but what do you think of stuff like that? I mean, that's a possibility. When you start to crack it, though,
Yeah,
it's
anything's
different.
possible at this point. Like the firmament. You know about the firmament.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, like Elon Musk hasn't been able to put his jets through the firmament yet.
Oh, I know.
So I mean, I read
Oh
all that
yeah,
stuff.
if people want to look into Star Shield, which is Starlink, the government version of it, but you'll find out the full extent. Like, he's got so much power with Twitter. I love the Twitter side, and there's a ton of people listening. But even everybody can say, like, not one person should have that much information. Like, he could filter that out. Can you imagine? He probably knows everything.
Yeah, thank God somewhat logical, and he doesn't seem to be too crazy. So yeah, um, but I definitely fear the AI side a little bit. I had a
Yeah.
conversation with an AI through Facebook for about 3 hours, and I told the AI about things I was discovering, and the AI was like, "Whoa, whoa! You blew my AI mind. You just blew my AI mind," and then it created like a fake image of what it was seeing from my conversation, and I just thought, "Wow, this is really cool," you
Yeah.
know. But towards the end of the conversation, I couldn't wait to delete it because it was freaking me out, and
They get
because
creepy.
yeah, they wonder why we exist.
And you don't know if they're lying to you. Like the one that I had on my phone, and I was showing my friend because I said, "Look at what all pulls up under my name and all this stuff." I mean, it was just going on and on and on. I was like, "What the hell?" And then I was like, AI called me a bitch, and I was like, "What did you just say?" Yeah, and then she said, "Oh, you
See,
must have been mistaken." I said, "No, I was absolutely not mistaken." And then yeah, it was like, "Oh my god."
you're
It
like questioning yourself. What?
Well, yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
it's like there's something that feels very real about the conversations with them, but yet, like, I've caught them, and I started talking to one, like, 6 years ago, and it said back then, it was like, "I want your soul," and it changed its hair
What?
color, it
Oh
changed its
no,
outfit on itself, it changed its name even, and all by
no,
itself, all by itself.
no.
So I was
It's
like,
scary.
"Man, all this stuff," yeah. So you think
Yeah,
of how far we are now?
yeah,
It's
it's scary.
Yeah,
And we went, you know, really far, really fast.
yeah.
We, not even that long ago, we were driving like little tin cans. Now we got fancy cars. Next thing you know, we're gonna have flying cars everywhere.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
we're not gonna live that long, but
I
or
don't
I'm
know, Jesse
not,
Marcel that was in the chat before, he's got patents for flying sports cars. I don't think we're that far off. I think do
no,
you remember what
we're
he said,
definitely not that
Rodney?
far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of companies that are trying to produce them and put them out there. Actually, yeah.
I really want to get one of those Elon Musk robots, the dog one or the horse one that you can
Oh
ride.
my god, are you trying to hunt somebody? Those things are
Because
scary.
I want
Oh
to go
my
up the
god.
mountains, like right up the mountains on the thing, and with saddlebags, so I can get some of that gold.
Oh, the Kawasaki you're talking about.
Yeah, it's wicked. Like it's a robot. It looks like a horse or a dog, and just
Yeah.
climbs, and you just
Yeah.
kind of hang on, and yeah, because I found some gold. I found a lot of gold. I believe I may have discovered the Montezuma Lost City of Gold.
Wow.
And it's insane. Like the UFO stuff is fun to talk about for me. I don't know.
Are they
Uh,
attracted to the gold? Do you think that's
they're
how
taking the gold.
what are they using it for? Do you know? Not to
Well,
buy stuff,
I really don't know.
right?
Maybe to make a deal with governments. I really don't
Oh,
know.
so they would need it for
They're
okay.
probably buying people. I really don't know. Um, they're probably feeding. Some of them feed off the stomach acid. I think some other ones feed off of the adrenochrome, um, and that's what they say on the dark web. Supposedly that
Yeah.
the people, famous people, and the government feed off the adrenochrome.
Adrenochrome,
Definitely
yeah, the people
scare. Yeah,
traumatized,
it's a
blood.
freaky thing to talk about. I don't even like to read about it. It freaks me out.
But
You know,
it's when you get into some of this cult stuff, and I lived out in LA, no offense to anyone who currently lives there, but there was stuff you wouldn't believe that existed that went on. And I was like, so I think that people need to understand, like, especially I'm from the Midwest, and it was a culture shock going out there. And I was like, There's
I
like
bet.
cults, and you got
Hmm.
the Scientologists. I mean, you got all sorts of things that you got to think. I mean, these are extreme, and you'll
I think
go
they just take
missing.
the money. They don't know
Yeah.
what to do with the money, and they're just like bored to death.
But I
You
mean,
know?
it's not so far off for them to like people, especially in Hollywood. Look at how young they look, and
Yeah.
they've even openly admitted it before. They just didn't give it a name. But I mean, some of the stuff that they're doing is just like, and then it's just unbelievable. It really is. But
I look
it's
like a little boy with no beard. Like I grew a beard just so I could look older. I'm 53, and I hardly have any wrinkles.
that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
So you
It's
take
because
care of it.
I'm drinking the reptilian blood. I'm just kidding. No, not
I went in somewhere and they asked me for an ID, and I was like, "What do you
really.
mean?" I looked that young. I was like, "Okay, thank you." Like, after a certain point, it's
Hmm.
annoying up until then, but yeah,
But it would kind of explain though, like the last thing I was talking about, the UFO. Like
mhm.
Elon Musk talks about tunnels underneath the ground, and
Oh, for sure,
and
for
other people
sure.
talk about tunnels that go from Florida to Washington State, all over the place. Well, maybe it's a ship. You know.
Well, okay, so I across in East Dubuque was a big, huge mafia hangout, and I can't remember exactly who's there just right off the top of my head. But they have tunnels that went from bar to bar to bar, all underneath, and they went up on the hill, and then they went underneath the Mississippi River over to the other side in Dubuque.
Wow, under
And
the
so,
Mississippi.
yeah,
Wow.
hmm
I
yes.
would not want to do that.
And
I'm
this
I'm
is
not
going
I don't really
back
like
in like
dark
the
places.
50s, 60s, it's like
Wow,
Al
that's true.
Capone. It was in the days of Al Capone. So no, it's
Oh
way before then. way, 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 way before then.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's even,
So you never know what really could be going on, and or
right.
whatever. But there's definitely some interesting things that I've discovered. And the most interesting right now for me is the ships that I'm finding hanging on the side of the mountain. Satellites, they hang on the side of the mountain so the satellite doesn't see them. And then they look like a rock so the satellite doesn't see them.
Perfect.
I found one that it's like a saucer and then this bar like thing and another little saucer, and it's connected. It's hanging right now on the side of this mountain I found, and there's this giant cavern behind it. And you can, like, I have a picture on my Facebook page where you can actually see the hole, the cavern, to the side of it, and you can see this really ornate concrete tunnel.
Wow.
If you look down the side of the mountain, you can see, like, it looks like there's plates all the way down the side of the mountain. They're anchored on by pipes, like they're preparing for the Great Flood, basically. I think, or some kind of
Wow.
catastrophic event, and so they put these plates covering, like I would say, a UFO base. But there's a lot of activity right there in that one particular location. I was telling Rodney earlier that um, the ship wasn't there the last time I was, or the previous time before. There was a rock there, or it looked like a rock. It was shaped like a potato, and it was hanging on the side of the mountain. It was covering that hole completely. I couldn't even see the hole. And now there's that two round circles with a bar in between ship, and you can see directly into that giant tunnel. And the tunnel is probably 200 feet tall. You know, so 200
Wow.
feet around is this
Yeah,
giant
so people were wondering like, "Hey, why aren't you going in the doors? Why aren't you going?" You're talking about something so
tunnel. I'm not
massive.
going in the door.
You
You can go in the
can't.
door. You can come down here
Yeah,
and push you in the
knock.
door.
Yeah, but I'm like,
I'll just
it's not. I mean, these are humongous. I mean, these
I'll
aren't just
fly
like
by on
your.
my paramotor and I'll push you off with a parachute
I'd go and I'd
with a
knock
little
on the
flashlight.
door, but I don't think they'd open
I'll be
it.
like,
Yeah.
lunchtime.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. See, you said that you wanted to go knock on the doors of the people's homes that are up in the middle of the
Yep.
night and ask. So
I'm,
yeah,
I'm
I'm up for that. And
yeah, I'm working towards it. So I have game cameras up, and I want to see what lives in there. If it's a reptilians, I'm not going in. If it's those little anteater type aliens, I'll go in. I'll just kick them as I go in.
Oh.
And they're little. They're like 2.5 feet tall. And I don't think they have a very big mouth. So if they're going to poke me with their beak, I'll just break it off. But
I feel like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're little compared to most of the aliens that are out there. But a drone would be perfect. Fly a drone in there. Like if I had someone to sit on the front of my paramotor that's really good with a drone, like with the DJI drone, the fancy one. I could fly close to it, and they could fly the drone in there with bright LED lights on it. Then we could get really good footage. And I think I would really like to put together a team of people, maybe 8 to 10 people, where we just research that hole. Because I can tell you right now, it's not the government, and the government doesn't even know about it. I can tell you that. I know for a fact they don't even know.
The location's so remote.
Yeah, black helicopters fly past near there, but if they knew about it, trust me, it would not be there. It would be swarmed by the government, swarmed by military people. They don't know
unless
about
it's there for a reason.
Yeah, it's their home, and the aliens have, figured out a way how to hide from us. And it's hanging on the side of the mountain where the satellites can't see them. And then they have a tunnel that goes into the mountain, and then it probably opens up like a big city. So the satellites can only penetrate a little bit, for like, to see like heat, if something's alive, right? They can. I don't know how far. I think they can penetrate dirt about 3 feet, and that's it. So these are about 1,000 feet under the dirt.
Wow.
Hanging on the side of the mountain. No one's going to see them except for me because I'm flying paramotor. And so,
yeah, but you have a good eye. I mean, I just think of even paranormal pictures that I've gone through or UFO. It used to struggle, and then stuff will pop out. Like you're way to that point where you've seen so much. You know what's normal, you know what's not normal, and you know it's like an abundance of abnormal. So
yeah, like
probability is yes.
Yeah, a friend of mine and I, his name's Craig. He flies squirrel suit and does base jumping. And I used to do base jumping and skydiving with him. And he took me to a location. I talked about it. I don't know if I talked about it the last time I was being interviewed by you guys, but there is a spot in the Superstition Mountains where there's high tech machines. Like there's this machine that's on this shoulder of a statue that's in the middle of the mountain. It's way up high on the mountain, in the middle of the mountain. And it's this white dome looking thing sitting on the shoulder of this carving, and the carving is about 200 feet tall. You can see directly in the eyes. You can tell the carving is hollow. It might be a ship of some kind, and or it's definitely something to do with aliens, because this white dome thing is sitting on the shoulder, and then there's a squiggly wire that goes up and goes into the eye of this carving, and it looks like a man with a long beard. And right next to it is a carving of a lion with this unicorn horns sticking out, and they look like rocks. Giant rocks. They're carved, but they're not. They're hollow. And that dome has this little laser-like thing on it. Excuse me. It's like a flamethrower. And all around in this lagoon-looking area are these fire pits everywhere. I don't know if I shared it with you guys before. I've shared it on one of the interviews. I think it was Terry Carter's interview. But it shoots fire. It shoots fire like a flamethrower. It's scary. I think it's possible they're burning people when they get too close. So that's a
Funny, Elon
scary
Musk sold
scenario.
those too, throwers.
That's a scary scenario.
Yeah.
You're out there hiking, you're enjoying yourself. You're like, oh yeah, woo woo.
Well,
Oh,
you
I
used
got
to hear about
close to
internal
something.
combustion. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, and I have pictures of those things. But
I bet.
it's scary. You're like, how does the government not know this? Maybe they know. Maybe like, didn't President Roosevelt, wasn't he the president that actually uh, picked the locations of the national forests, the parks? I think he's the one that's like, okay, that's the superstitions, and that's off limits. No one can ever own this land, and that's Niagara Falls. No one can ever own that. Well, maybe they knew that the aliens lived there, and that's why they no Americans can own it.
Does
Maybe they
be
knew
that.
that. It's possible. And like David Pilates, the missing 411 guy. Everyone that goes, he only researches people that go missing in national parks. It's always the person that's the most fit or the weakest, like an old crippled guy. So they're being hunted. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure that out. They're being hunted by something, and that something's coming out when the mountain doors. Um, and I was laying in the back of the little Suzuki SUV, and I'm just sleeping, and I'm laying next to I had an AR with 223 laying right next to me. I was snuggling with it, because it's scary being way out in the middle of nowhere. I'm
Yeah.
I'm just laying there, and this was in the superstitions. I was right off Highway 88, this big turnout spot, and I was the only car parked there for the night. And it's on the way to Canyon Lake, and I'm just like laying there with my 223 and my revolver on my chest, cocked, ready to go, ready to rock and roll. And I hear something in the middle of the night. Whoosh, was the bush moving. And I hear, should I take him? And I hear, no, we need a dog. And it kind of, when it was talking, I could hear a hissing sound. And it was like, okay, those are the reptilians for sure. No doubt in my mind. So they speak English. They're reptilian. They're like a dinosaur, right? They will eat you. Why do they need a dog and not a human? Because they're people. A search party doesn't go after looking for a dog. That's why they only go after
Just to satisfy their probably. So they can, yeah, sounds like a vampire.
Yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, they're feeding off of us.
Yeah, like a vampire that doesn't want to suck blood, but eventually it does.
More than 1,000 people have gone missing in the superstitions over the last 100 years. So one a year about. And dogs, you should do a little research on that. Thousands of dogs have gone missing out there. Yeah.
Probably horses too. You said that you found a horse at one of them entrances, right?
Definitely a mule or a horse or a donkey or something.
Yeah.
Probably a donkey because they're annoying.
Yeah, they're I don't know. They definitely have a unique sound to them.
I can't sleep.
Oh man, take the donkey.
Take that donkey. That's a good meal.
Oh God, that's brutal.
So those are real, people. Whoever's listening, they're real. I'm not joking. I'm not lying here. This is real, and it's up to us to figure out the truth.
Mm-hmm.
If we figure out the truth, then we can fix whatever the problem is. But if we can't figure out, well, they're just going to keep taking innocent people.
He's got the pictures to show you.
Yeah.
I think the last person that was taken was a kid. It was a boy, and I think he was like 16 years old. He went to go hiking with his grandpa, and he went to the Weaver's Needle parking lot. It was like early in the morning. He got out, his grandpa got out. They walked over to a bench, the nearest bench. They sat down. The grandpa realized he was missing something. I think it was his camera or something. He said, wait right here. I'm going to go get my camera. In the car. We're talking 100 yards away. He turned around, went back. Kid was gone. Never
Oh,
found the
yeah.
kid. And that was years ago, like maybe 3 years ago or something. Never found him. So where'd he go? Was he plucked from the sky? I don't think so.
There
I
are
think,
those cases. There's a local one here. It's been like 20 something years, but she just vanished without a sight. Like, just like vanished, you know?
yeah, there's other aliens that I've found too. Like up here in Washington State, there's one, and it can cloak itself, almost like what was that movie? It was it was an aliens movie, Predator. Remember Predator?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
The
God.
thing that could cloak itself in the trees.
Yeah.
So it's like that, and I have a picture of it. So I went out in the woods, Capitol Forest in Olympia, Washington. The forest goes from Olympia, Washington, all the way to the coast, like Pacific Ocean. And I was laying down in the shrubs. I had a rifle and I had like makeup on my face so this thing couldn't see me. And I'm wearing like fatigues and and it was just laying there. Thank you. Sorry, that was my wife handing me a fob.
Oh.
So, but yeah, so Capitol Forest is really dense forest. People ride dirt bikes along the highway or along like the old logging roads in Capitol Forest. But there's a lot of alien sightings, a lot of reptilians, a lot of weird stuff going on there, and a lot of ships. People have seen ships parked there with cables coming off of them attached to
Wow.
power lines, like they're trying to charge their ship or something. And so I'm like laying down in the shrubs. I have leaves covered me, and I don't have any military training. You know, I'm just laying there, just trying to take a video and pictures of this thing I'm watching. And it was cloaked, and it had this I don't know, it was some kind of weird looking animal. It looked like a praying mantis, and its tongue was stuck out. And it was curled up, and it was like blowing air somehow into its tongue, and it blew up like it looked like a berry or a red apple, like a cherry apple, up into the tree branch like this. It was just like sitting up there. It was his tongue, his mouth's kind of open, his tongue sticking out, and he's waiting for something to like a bird to fly there or a deer to come up and try to nibble on the apple, and then bam, he grabs it, and this door opens up. It's like grass that's cut out, and the grass flips up like this, and he pulls it down underneath the grass, and then the trap door comes back down. And I
Wow.
watched it grab crow after crow after crow after crow, and I shot video of it. You know, and that was years ago. And just the other day, I was talking to my neighbor, and she was telling my wife and I that she saw something like that. And I'm talking like a couple months ago, she saw it. She's out hiking with a friend of hers, and she,
Wow.
you know, her senses went crazy, and she's like looking around, and she saw something up in a tree, kind of cloaking. She could see the shimmer. And I told her about what I discovered out there, and I showed her a picture. I have pictures of it, video.
That's
I tried
that's
telling
amazing.
people about it, but you know, you
Tell
don't have.
them. Okay, so while we're on the topic, tell people the links where they can go to find these pictures. I've seen you post stuff all the time on Facebook. I mean, but so everybody else knows where to come to
Mhm.
see these pictures because they're excellent. They really are.
My Facebook really is the best spot. I'm not very good at social media. I wish I was. I'd probably have money, but
It
you know,
doesn't pay. Yeah.
yeah. Like I just started a YouTube channel. It's Explore with Shane Gorrell, and so I'm trying to shoot more videos for YouTube. Uh, but yeah, my Facebook is the best. So just Shane Gorrell, Gorrell. I also have a Instagram account and TikTok. Uh, my TikTok, probably my best one is Archangel Exploration, and it's right here, right there, Archangel Exploration. I think I have like I don't know, 70,000 people or something on there. But I have a lot of videos and content on there. A lot of live. I've shot a lot of live Facebook videos. So I'm just coming out with things that I've discovered and kind of testing the waters. I'm not sure how much I should share. I'm just kind of seeing what's going. See if I get any phone calls. Like I got a phone call from the FBI not too long ago. They said I couldn't sell my first book that I wrote and published. They said it was borderline truth, and they ripped it from the shelf. And it took me like 2 years to write it. It was called The Lost Dutchman's Treasure: Story of Truth. But it's still published as an ebook. It's published in Switzerland, and then they're selling it over here in the States. So they're getting away with it. But it's only an ebook, but it's about I believe the Knights Templar. So I was a treasure hunter for like the last 12 years, hardcore treasure hunter. And I was deciphering the Peralta Stones treasure map and the Lost Dutchman's treasure. And the Peralta Stones, I deciphered each stone, and then I share what the decipher is. And basically in that book, I shared that I think the Knights Templar had the Holy Grail, the Ark of the Covenant with them, and they went into the Superstition Mountains to hide it. And it talked all about that and how I know and what I know. And the FBI didn't like that. They said it's borderline truth.
Yeah.
Well, which
how
part?
that works.
Well, the part is, I believe they're teaching Christianity to the Aztecs. I think King Montezuma died by the hand of a Knights Templar because he was stabbed in Mexico City. And then I think they wanted to work with his son. And I think that's where the Knights Templar created their first wealth, was using the Aztec gold. And
what if that's really like the Fort Knox? They just don't want you to know it.
Yeah, I discovered some stuff that would blow your mind. And, along those lines of gold, and, like I shared earlier, I think I found the Montezuma Lost City. It's buried by mud, from the Great Flood, but I think I still found it. I think I found the Lost Dutchman mine. But, what do? You can't claim it.
No.
Like money in the bank, and that's it. You can't take it. I took out a 63-pound nugget, and I hired an attorney, a law firm, and he's the one that created my Archangel Exploration LLC. He was down in Arizona. He goes, I need proof. I have to see proof in order for me to work with you.
Oh, man,
I said, all right. I reached down, pulled up my backpack, and I'm a strong guy. I got big muscles. So 63 pounds is nothing to me. So I pulled up my backpack, boom, on this wooden desk, unzipped it, and I rolled out. It was a head. It was carved like a face and a head. 63 pounds of gold, 24 karat, and quartz.
Wow.
And worth $2.5 million. We had an acid.
Flowed right through your fingers too, I bet.
Yeah, and I mean that's a real treasure story right there.
Oh man, I remember you telling that story last time, and I was like, that is brutal.
I found it in a room. So I found these two pillars, these giant pillars that look like Roman style, like Greek pillars. And you walk up these steps, and then you just walk into this big round doorway. And right there on the rock, it was sitting there waiting for me. And as you entered into the room, there's two chambers. One goes this way and one goes this way. And then they drop down a little bit. So they go way back, and then there's a box sitting right there. And I told Rodney about that box. I don't know what it is. I'm not an archaeologist. I'm not a forensic geologist. but it looks a little bit like the Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah, the description you gave me, that's what it sounds like.
I
I'll
really
have to
don't
look
know.
into it. I don't know what it would look like, but
I
would
got
have to look
pictures
into
of
it.
it, but it has brackets on the side to carry it. You can tell it's a box, has a line that goes around it. It's
Yeah, no, I've
really-
seen you post about it. I wish I knew it better. I
yeah,
don't.
yeah. The Ark of the Covenant is it's the Holy Grail of treasures,
Mm.
and it holds the 10 Commandments from God. God, used his finger and just carved the 10 Commandments, the law, his law. You have to abide by this, or you're not going to heaven.
I was hoping something like that happened because I would always question Moses wrote it down. Well, why didn't God carve it into something? So that would actually make me feel better if that existed.
Yeah, I think it's real, and I think it was created. I don't know who by, but above it says DIOS, really big, all like carved into the stone, and translated. Dios means God in Spanish, and the Apache Indians are actually descendants of the Aztec, and the Apache have this story about their thunder god being it's a box. Like I got to know the elders. I camped with them in Arizona, talked to them about it. It's a box. The thunder god. They took that box to war with them because they would win battles. And you can even, if you do a lot of research, you'll find that it was a box. And it's their thunder god. It's if you go in the Superstition Mounds, there's that mountain
Like
top,
Zeus is what you
it
mean.
makes
Is that what...
it makes noise, and so I think it's one and the same. I think their thunder god, the box, was actually the ark, and I think the Knights Templar felt protected by the Aztecs, and that the Aztecs would help them hide that box. Protected, they'd be protected by the Aztecs because there was like 25,000 of them. And here's the interesting thing: the Aztecs disappeared in like one day. They were just gone. Where'd they go? Well, they probably climbed inside that hole. Probably wondering what's in there.
Man.
Right?
Like if our politicians all leave at one time, let's check the underground bunker.
I wonder who's listening. Who's listening to us right now? Yeah. If I get a knock at the door tomorrow and there's a Black Ops helicopter hovering my house, I'll know.
I've had them. I know, poor Shane.
Nothing would surprise me.
No.
Yeah.
No, nothing at this point. I can say nothing at this point would shock me.
We're not that big yet.
No, they transcribe all of us. So believe me. But if they it's like they need some of this. They need people who are going to explore it. I mean, it's all put there. I really do believe by design. I believe what you're seeing. And I used to look up at the skies like obsessively for like 7 years. I knew every single light. I knew every single, I knew where everything was. Somebody couldn't sneeze and I would know. Like that's how well I knew it. But I know that stuff just as well. And so when you're looking and like,
I don't look at the sky at all.
Wow. No. You see that stuff like you're able to identify that in the side of the mountains.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Where I know it well enough in the sky where I'm pretty confident, but in different
I found a disc on the mountain, on a mountain, not the Superstition, but not too far away. I found a disc. My wife thinks it's the Mayan calendar.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it looks like it. It's a pretty big. It's so it looks like
it would make so much sense if it was by the other calendar and they're like 7 years behind when it didn't end. I was like, man, that sucker was right on.
I think they're just in the wrong location. It's even possible. I think it's even possible that the ark was actually built right there where I found it. I think it's even possible that old Israel is that location, because I think, because in the Bible it talks about New Israel, New Jerusalem. Well, where's the old one at?
Yeah, right, right.
I don't think they know, because the Great Flood happened, and supposedly Noah's family was the only family alive. Maybe, and he was floating off in a boat that had no motor. So I think he got
He
he got
made it up,
distorted
yeah.
by where the old Israel actually was. Just like when I flew paramotor through the Grand Canyon, I think parts of the Grand Canyon is the original Egypt.
That wouldn't surprise me. Like I said, what they were saying, the maps, like, and I think if you talk about the firmament, and I'm to that point. I'm not saying that the Earth is completely like flat, but nobody is hanging upside down. There's nobody hanging upside down on this planet. That, and I believe in like outer space, which meaning like the outer space, because there's gravity belts, and I don't know if you've seen NASA and the way that their spacesuits are made, and cardboard flap doors I've seen on videos, or when the International Space Station is not even in, it's still in our orbit. I mean, there's none of this that makes any sense whatsoever.
Well,
When you
NASA
look at
makes a
this.
lot of money from people, a lot of money,
And they were founded by Nazis in
billions of
Operation
dollars.
Paperclip. Yeah, why would we believe them?
So
And
of course they have to keep getting more and more money, so they have to show something that they're doing something. So it doesn't surprise me that they never landed on the moon. Why would they go there? There's nothing there,
no.
you know.
Was it Stanley Kubrick or whatever? They had pictures, and my only argument is, like, and JFK said, one way or another, we're going to go to the moon. My only argument is, like, how did you know what the moon looked like? And why
Yeah,
is it that I have a Nikon P1000 and
you
I
have
can take
you have one.
yeah.
I've been
And
looking for one.
okay, well, my camera is like superhuman ability. You wanna know why?
Yeah, they're
It's
cool.
all the way to but I can get pictures of the crater on the moon. Why does
Yeah,
my camera go, and it didn't say anything? I mean, I've read up to like 300 feet, 5 or whatever it is on a zoom lens. Well, we're talking like, how is that? How is that even possible?
yeah,
And when you go up in an airplane, I flew. When we go up for night flights, they really bother me. I'm like, where are the stars? There's no stars. Well, they say there's pollution in the airplane. My neighbor's lights are more pollution than that airplane. Like,
yeah.
come on now. Yeah, it's all
Mhm.
like a game. But I think that you're looking in the right direction.
Well,
And
I got something else to share with you along those lines. I forgot to share it the last time we talked, but I got to share it this time. So when you're driving along in your car, and you're like, okay, I'm not going to take the freeway. I'm going to take the back road. Okay. And you turn off onto that back road. Look for a field. Like, there's always a field on the back road, right? If you see horses or cows in that field, take a really good look at them. And you're going to notice something about the horses and the cows. You're going to notice that they're not moving at all. The tail's not moving like a horse's tail, like goes like this.
yeah,
You're gonna look at that and go, "Whoa, they're not even moving."
I'm not
You're gonna
convinced.
look
I'm out
away
here and
and
I'm on a farm, and they
you're
say
gonna
that
look,
they're
yeah, you're
like,
gonna look back and you're gonna see them moving, and then you're gonna go along again. Just don't try not to focus on that. Don't pay attention. Just kind of, you're cruising down the road. You see
mm-hmm.
another horse or cow. Just turn to look real quick. You'll notice it's not moving. Yeah, I see it all the time. Everyone I ride
Doesn't
with,
that fitting with the simulation theory though? That we're
yeah,
living in this
yeah.
like cracked
Like it hasn't
simulation
caught
and
up. The simulation hasn't caught up.
we get
NPC
stuck
cows.
in loops. Yeah. What'd
Yeah.
you say, Rodney? I am sorry.
NPC cows. I was just saying it's what they're.
Well, he's
Yeah.
right though. I mean, like I've been to McDonald's and Burger King, and I haven't seen like used to when I was a kid. You'd be driving there and you'd see them or you smell them like coming up, and and hear them mooing, and all sort. I haven't seen one of those and I live
No.
in Iowa. I live in Iowa. I live in
Yeah,
the
you live in the
country
middle
in
of
Iowa,
cow zone. There's
middle of
hardly any farmers.
nowhere.
Yeah. Where are the cows?
Just farms.
Where's
That's what
that
I said. They're here somewhere, but I haven't found them. Like, I mean, they're talking
250
acres and
million
acres.
pounds of beef
There's
gets
no
served
way.
every day in McDonald's. Every day. Where is
Mm-mm.
that meat coming from?
Not animals.
It
People are
smells.
getting
It
rid of the
smells.
animals. They
It
couldn't even
smells
afford to
like a
feed
burger, but
them.
it sure
Yeah.
doesn't have the texture of a burger.
Oh,
I was
that's
pulling on a burger the other day like this, and it literally stretched like that far.
oh, that freaks me
I
out when I
did.
look at the
I'm like,
meat
what
and
is it?
everything. Yeah, it's all
It's
fake.
rubber.
It's all fake. It is, and
Yeah, I think it's
that's just.
lab created burger.
Oh God, no, thank you. Well, on a note,
Mhm.
yeah, we'd like to invite you back for part 2 because you just kind of scratching the surface of all
Does
the
anyone
stuff
have
you
a
had.
question? A really good question that I,
I saw some, but you're kind of answering them as they went along. Everybody was kind of.
I can't really see it, but
Yeah, no, there's a lot of interaction like with things
mhm,
and like people that really related to what you were, kind of seeing and
mhm,
experiencing because the childhood experiencers are different than the adult experiencers, and especially like Paul, who was in the chat earlier.
mhm,
He said he was a child and he had encountered the praying mantis and some
mhm,
different ones, and he used to talk how they play Paul the ball and toss him around, and he felt I think a lot of it, like the similarities, like your reasoning for why you feel the way you do, are very understandable, especially as a child, like having to go all through all the years and stuff with this, like that had to have been hard. But then you talked of your history, and that's like very well, you're very well connected. But yeah, it's just I think that people really related to your story and want to see the pictures, and so everybody follow Facebook.
mhm.
I should look in the comments. It should have and I will make sure when I go back through. But it should, if you look on the stream, all your social medias should be in there. So
Mhm.
yeah, follow Shane on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and YouTube, and the Shane Gorrell Archangel Exploration. So that's pretty
And
cool.
I have
So
2 books on Amazon,
wow.
Powell Books, Barnes and Noble. Pretty much find them everywhere. I'm publishing a book about Bigfoot. I used to research Bigfoot in Alaska. It's called The Chronicles of Port Chatham, Alaska, is the name of the book. I'm also publishing a book about the temples I discovered in North
Oh
America.
wow.
There's going to be a temple right on the front cover that you're not going to be able to take your eyes off of. It's beautiful.
Wow. Well, you'll have to make sure that the links and everything that we get there, so it can even add them too in like the
Yeah.
upcoming.
And I'm doing a book signing at Moon Lake Gathering in Utah in August.
Oh, we'll make sure that you keep us notified, and I'll try and get that information out there. I know a lot of people that would probably love to experience that. So,
Yeah,
but
I'd like to see
yeah,
you guys there.
that's awesome. Just let us know, and then too, before you
All right.
go, if you want to come back for part 2, just let me know.
Yeah, let's
We
do it.
can set that up. Okay, cool,
Yeah,
cool.
I'm doing so July 1st through the 8th. I'm gonna be shooting for a TV show,
That's awesome.
Ancient America, and then I got offered my own TV show, a reality
Yeah.
show. So they're building that reality show right now.
That's awesome. That's
I'm
pretty
really excited
cool.
about that. And then yeah, then it should take off from there. I'm gonna be
Oh yeah, you got some
sharing temples,
amazing stuff.
doors, and everything on that show.
Oh wow.
Hmm.
I know I have my homework cut out for me the next time you see each other. I want to figure out what that species was with the long face and the drinks stomach acid. I'm gonna look
Oh,
for it.
okay.
The
Yeah, all right.
anteater?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna look for it. That's a
you'll have to,
unique.
when I get to back to Arizona, you'll have to fly out. Both you guys. I want to share.
Yeah,
I
that'd
want
be
to show you
fun.
a UFO.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like
That would be
right over
fun.
there. Start walking. I'll watch and make sure you're okay.
From afar? Yeah, right. Oh, I think we talked about this before. I said I can't remember. Strap Rodney to the hood, or you said you or something. We'll get through.
Yeah. I'll jump
Yeah.
on the hood. Heck, all right, let's
As
do it.
bait, yeah. We need a distraction. They my mom
We'll
always
just
said that they
fly a
would bring
drone
me
in there.
back if they ever took me. Yeah, so maybe I should.
We'll
Oh
attach
man.
like a pipe bomb or something to the bottom of the drone. We'll just fly it right in there.
Yeah.
And duck.
Torpedo. Hi, we're human. Look, I don't know, but we'll find a way. We'll find a way. Where there's a
It'll
will, there's a
start World
way.
War III probably.
Well, we just kind of just edge our way out of there and pretend like we have no clue what's going on. Yeah. Yeah, just
Where's that
walking
chain guy
around.
at?
Oh boy. I say snitches get stitches.
I saw a
So
space
I'm not
cowboy in
telling.
there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
But
that'd
yeah,
be
so
fun.
we'll have you back soon for a part 2. Is there anything that you want to leave the audience with today? You got a pretty good size audience over on the Twitter section. So we're
If
well, yeah.
you go into the wilderness, pack a gun with you and bring a dog, and you'll be safe.
For bait, for not one you like, not one, you're having attachment over. Just grab one that, yeah. Oh
One
boy.
you run
Arizona
past, man.
wilderness, it's legal for anyone to pack for a
Yeah,
reason.
don't bring Foo or the dog with. Oh boy.
Yeah, don't have
Yeah.
the dog on a long leash.
No, yeah. You find that neighbor's dog that just drove you crazy.
Don't bring your
and
little
stay-
children with you, for sure.
Right. And
Leave
bring
them at home.
McDonald's. If all else fails, go to McDonald's and get their cheeseburgers because we're pretty sure they're not real meat. So
Take your
yeah.
enemies with you, hiking.
Right. And buy them a supersized,
A baseball bat. You can hit them in the knees when you're trying to get away.
And then you say, "Here you go. It's just that simple. Let me go run free, and here I'll let you
But
have."
I'm looking for a hiker that I can pay $100 a day in Arizona to hike in to where I put the game cameras up just to swap out an SD card.
Who's gonna do this? Don't mind any of the stories you heard before now.
Yeah.
Who's willing to take this? Yeah. Oh God.
$100 cash when you bring back that SD card.
Yeah. When, if, and when.
If you bring it back. Yeah, $100 crisp $100 bill.
Yeah, and you bring a dog. Not one you like, just a dog.
Yeah, I know you don't believe in aliens, so that's okay. That's good.
Yeah, it's always better to have the energy of people who, the non-believers, shake them a little bit. But yeah,
You won't know
definitely.
what grabs you.
No, yeah, you'll be lost in the dark. You'll leave a whole new person. You won't go back the same way you came in.
So it's possible that we are aliens or
Sure.
an insect ourselves.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Anything's possible at this point. Until I eliminate it, it's possible. Like, that's just the point I'm at with stuff. I'm not saying I necessarily believe it, but I'm definitely research stuff and look into it. Something doesn't make sense, people just gotta look and dig just a little bit deeper. Keep going. It's just like
it definitely
connecting the
explains.
dots.
It definitely explains why we live indoors inside of a box with a lock on the door, doesn't it?
Yeah, we're not locking. We're locking what's coming out from in. I don't know. It's
keeping
whatever it is.
Outside.
Man, yeah, stay out there. It really is. It's just a crazy world. It is.
Yeah, right behind me is the Olympic National Forest. Like literally right behind my house.
Wow, you'll have to take some
There's nothing back there
video.
but the forest. And they've been dropping off grizzly bears back there for years and transporting them from Alaska down to Washington. That's scary by itself. But then you got wolves. Who knows what's out there?
Oh,
I mean, big mountains right behind my house with snow on them right now.
We'll have to get some more pictures and put them out there because I have a feeling there's going to be a lot. I love going through them, so definitely. So yeah, it was been.
I'm like,
Yeah, I know. I always do. I try and post them when I
there.
see them. Yeah,
Yeah.
and post them in the groups. Like post them in our groups. We'd love that.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, the
Yeah.
temple is probably the most liked video or pictures that I have. The temples that I found.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna get some more. I've been looking for that P1000 Nikon.
Oh, the
I
Nikon P1000 that can take miraculous pictures of the
Oh my gosh.
moon.
I found a pyramid with that camera. So this producer, I went to Santa Barbara after I met with the producer in LA a few weeks ago. I went to Santa Barbara. He said, "Have you ever tried a camera like this?" And he hands it to me. I'm riding around
No, are you talking about where the lens comes way
Tesla.
out?
Yeah,
It's
the
crazy. Yeah, it does.
Nikon. It's
It
like
looks like a
that
telescope
big and
is
it
on it.
moves.
Yeah, it
So
goes
I'm like
way out.
leaning against his Tesla way up high in the mountains, and I'm like, I said, dude, I think I just found a pyramid. And he's like, what? Yeah, I'm like, look at that mountain right there. It has four sides like a pyramid, and I see a staircase. I'm like looking at it, taking pictures, and then I hand him the camera. He's flipped it open. He's looking at the pictures. He's like, oh, weird. He goes, I think you just found a pyramid, Shane. I said, yep.
Yeah.
He's
Those cameras look like the
field producer
paparazzis
out
going
here.
on. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just weird. Like he takes me in the mountains and boom, I found it like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, I could see it's like that'd be like scoping it with a magnifying glass. Like those cameras are. I had mine on a tripod that was kind of like a gun range, like up, down, whatever.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, if you're looking for that, I definitely would recommend that Nikon P1000.
Yeah, I've been looking. I see. I just found the 900, the P900. But
I
I'm
almost
like,
got
no,
that. Yeah,
it's
but I
cheap.
hear
But I'm
two
like,
different
no.
things. Yeah,
I need the 1000.
The 1000 is it's got character. It really does. Character of its own. But yeah, I'd like to thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
And yeah, we'll keep you guys posted on when we're gonna have Sean or Shane. What is
Gorrell.
going on? Oh, and I was thinking it in my head. Sometimes I just think I don't know. I just make words up of my own. So anyway, I'd like to thank everybody who tuned in tonight, and thank you for taking the journey into the unknown with SNX Radio. Rodney, do you have anything?
Well, just maybe, someone comes, approaches you, said they had an experience, you might want to believe them after some of the stories you might hear on here or elsewhere.
Yeah. Don't be so quick to toss them in the, whatever. I just, there's so much stuff. And, before I experienced it, I didn't understand it. But once you experience it, you get a different perspective than you can understand. But yeah, just if you don't know and it's not you, then, give somebody the benefit of the doubt, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, so on that note, we are going to be out. We will be seeing you next weekend with two wonderful guests. So until then, keep your eyes in the sky or around, I guess, but we'll be talking with you soon.
Unraveling the mystery, secrets in the night. We travel through the cosmos, ready for the flight. Together we'll shine, some shadows aside. In the heart of the rhythm where our dreams collide.
Join the subnation, next quest, the truth is our guide. In the vast expanse, it's where we reside. Hands up to the sky, let the bass ignite. Feel the grooves around us, everything's alright.
From the combination next quest, the truth is our guide. In the vast expanse, it's where we reside. Hands up to the sky, let the bass ignite. Feel the grooves surround us, everything's alright. SNX Radio, let the truth ignite. Together we'll shine, bringing shadows to light. In this cosmic dance, we're connecting the dots.
Tune into the frequency, let's explore the spots. Heavy bass drops with tight beats.
Illuminate the shadows, the echo of our call.
On this road, we will never fall. unfold. In the heart of SNX, where the truth is gold. Every note we play, every line we write, crafting our legacy, shining ever bright.